Can you solve this chess puzzle? If so, you might have a unique talent for chess. I've shown this puzzle to many students, and the overwhelming majority find it incredibly difficult to solve. It looks easy at first, but after analyzing this position for a bit, you'll find that this puzzle is much harder than it seems. It's white to move, and it's checkmate in 3. I'll go over the solution in a minute, but before I do, I encourage you to pause this video, try and solve it for yourself, and if you get stuck or can't find the right answer, you can simply unpause this video and I will go over the solution. Okay, so before I go over the correct solution, I'll go over some of the most common incorrect tries, and I'll talk a little bit about this puzzle. So the point of this puzzle is that if it were black to move, it would be stalemate. That's the key point in this puzzle. So basically, right now black has no legal moves, so white has to do something to allow black to make a move in order for white to get this checkmate. You can't just sit around and do nothing because it'll be stalemate. So basically, what you'll notice here is that white is pinning this bishop to the king. So if you were to remove this queen from this 8th rank with a move like queen h7, then this bishop would be free to move. So queen h7 is the most obvious try. The problem with queen h7 is that it doesn't lead to a mate in 3. It gives you a mate in 4 at best. The move bishop h2 check is the problem here. So after bishop h2, white has 3 logical ways to deal with this. The first move, which is queen takes h2, fails because it's stalemate here actually. You're covering the b8 square, and black has no legal moves. So if instead you play the move king takes h2 as your second move, then black will go g1 equals queen, and this comes with check, so you'll have to take with the king, and that'll be your third move. And then after king b8, you can mate on b7, but that's 4 moves, so it's not a mate in 3. And lastly, if bishop h2 check is played, if you take on g2, this looks like the best try because it's your second move, and it seems like on the third move, white can be able to play queen b7 mate, so it seems like all is well. However, black has this nice resource with the move bishop c7, cutting off the queen, and the best you can do is queen takes e4, king b8, and queen b7, but that's 4 moves, so it's not a mate in 3. So that's why queen h7 doesn't work. Another common try is the move rook c3 or something like rook g3, but we'll go with rook c3 just because it's a little bit more intuitive. It's the idea that you bring this rook down and simply checkmate black. The problem is that if rook c3 is your first move, black has 1 legal move, which is e3, and then it's really hard to see what you do next because you can't bring this rook down because it's going to be stalemate. Same thing happens if you take this pawn. So the only way to prevent stalemate is to once again remove this pin, so the move something like queen h7 or queen h5, but the problem is that now black plays bishop h2 check, and it's even easier because your third move has to be to either take this bishop or take this pawn, and that's none of those moves are going to give you checkmate. So this won't work because it's not a mate in 3 once again. Remember, mate in 3 has to be a checkmate in exactly 3 moves, which is the fastest checkmate you can get in this position. So we've covered moving the queen off of the 8th rank, and we've covered rook c3 as well. The last move I want to cover before giving you guys the answer is probably one of the most clever tries, which is the move rook d3. A lot of people think that rook d3 is the correct answer. It makes sense at first because after rook d3, the most natural move is to play e takes d3. So if e takes d3 is black's first move, now white can play queen g8, keeping this bishop pinned because black can play either d2 or d takes e2. And with either move, the white's third move can be queen takes g2 checkmate or queen d5 checkmate. So it seems like rook d3 is the way to go. You simply bait black into taking your rook, giving them some more legal moves with the pawn, and then you are able to mate on the diagonal. However, this doesn't work because after the move rook d3, black is not really obligated to take this rook. They can play e3 once again, and we're stuck at this exact same problem. Basically, they're going to be stalemated soon, and if you do something to prevent that with something like queen h3 or queen h5 or anything that allows black to make a legal move, bishop h2 check will come, and this is going to cause problems because once again, king takes h2, that's not mate, queen takes h2, stalemate, and then king takes g2, it's been 3 moves, it's not mate in 3. So basically queen h7 or queen h5, that fails, rook c3, and rook d3 doesn't work as well. So that leaves us with the correct answer, and that is the move rook h3. So white's first move is rook h3, and then black is forced to play the move e3. It's the only legal move. And here, white's second move is the brilliant rook h1. After seeing rook h1, you'll see the point. At first, it looks ridiculous, putting this rook on a square where it can be taken. However, if black's only move is to play g takes h1, promoting to a queen or a knight or a rook or whatever, white's third move is queen takes h1. That's checkmate, and it's forced. So once again, rook h3, only legal move here is e3. Second move, rook h1, black is forced to take and promote. And then white's third move is queen takes h1, checkmate. And there's no way to prevent this. It's one of those puzzles where the answer is definitely unintuitive, but once you see it, you'll realize like, oh wow, it was kind of simple all along. It is really creative and pretty interesting to find this rook h1, rook h3, rook h1 idea rather. So that's the answer to the puzzle. If you're able to solve it, that's awesome. You can comment below how fast it took you. If you weren't able to solve it, don't worry. It's a really, really difficult puzzle, and a lot of people struggle to come up with the answer, even with a lot of time to think about it. So don't worry about it if you couldn't solve it. It took me a while to solve it, like a long time. So yeah, that's the point of this puzzle. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned something and thought this was interesting or creative. But yeah, I'll be out with some more puzzle videos soon. But until then, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.